Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and welcome back to Sudoku U, where we're doing a puzzle called Busted by Lumos and Glitch Horse. Now, I'm not sure about Glitch Horse, but many of you would probably remember Lumos. Lumos has solved several puzzles before here on the channel, before she got a real job and has been incredibly busy. So it was really nice to have Lumos as a guest solver, and now it's great to have Lumos back as a setter. I'm not sure if Lumos was working with new students. I don't know how these puzzles are created and how it's all coordinated. All I know is Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards send me puzzles that have been created by their students, and I get to solve them, which is great. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to go straight into the puzzle rules. Of course, there'll be a link below to this puzzle, as well as to where you can get some of the previous puzzles that have been created as part of their classwork. So Signet Sudoku Volume 1 and 2 are available. And as soon as Signet Sudoku Volume 3, which will contain a lot of these puzzles, is released, I will let you know. Let's have a look at the rules of Busted, because there's quite a few of them, but I think I was able to fit them above and it's still quite readable. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have cages. Digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the value shown in the upper left corner of the cage. So these digits sum to 31, these to 23, these to 25, etc. Thermometers. Digits on thermometers are strictly increasing from the bulb to the tip. So this is higher than this is higher than this is higher than this. So as you go along a thermometer, the temperature must rise, and the same is true on this one. Between lines. Digits placed on between lines must be strictly between the digits placed in the circles at the end of those lines. These are the between lines. So there's circles at the end of a line, and the digits on the line are strictly between the digits and the end of the line. So, for example, if these were, let's say these were 1 and 8, I can use large digits actually. Let's say these are 1 and 8, then these would all have to be from 2 to 7. That's what that means. Then what have we got? Dutch whispers. Adjacent digits on an orange. These are orange. These are beige. I know it can be hard to tell. If you're a bit colorblind, this one might be a bit tricky. Orange Dutch whisper line must differ by at least 4. So these two digits will differ by at least 4. These two digits will differ by at least 4. Odd, cells marked with odd grey circles. I'm assuming these aren't odd circles, even though they are grey circles. This is just the end of a thermometer. But these odd circles that aren't connected to anything must contain odd digits. And then entropic lines. These peach lines must contain any set of 3 adjacent cells, and these are 3 long, which is all good, must contain a low digit, a middle digit, and a high digit. So there must be a low, a 1, 2, 3, a middle, a 4, 5, 6, and a high, a 7, 8, 9 on these lines. They're the rules of the puzzle. There's a lot going on. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, marking these thermos is the big one, and I'm going to use my normal technique, even though I don't really need to, because maximum 9, maximum 8, maximum 7, maximum 6, maximum 5, maximum 4, maximum 3, maximum 2. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. This must be an odd digit. So we know 8 must be in one of those two. 6 must be in one of those two. 4 must be in one of those two. Don't want to mark across boxes, but 2 must be in one of those two. And I can do the same here, because this is also an 8 cell long. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. 8 must be in one of those two. 6 must be in one of those two. Don't want to mark 4 across boxes, but 2 must be in one of those two. That's quite low, isn't it? So it's not quite low enough. If this is a 1, these are 6, 7, 8, 9. If this is a 2, though, there must be a 7, 8, 9 in here, because those digits there have to sum to at least 30 if this is a 1, or 29 if this is a 2. And there's only 2 ways of doing that, because the maximum 4 digits are 6, 7, 8, 9. So if these are 6, if this was a 1, these are 6, 7, 8, 9. If this is a 2, I could reduce those by 1, but I can't reduce this 9, the 8, or the 7 without causing a duplicate. So these are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and must contain 7, 8, 9. And in here is the 3 or 4, or 1, 3 or 4 that hasn't been used, and either the 5, 6 that hasn't been used. Not sure how that's helping me yet. This is an odd digit. Well, actually, we know what these are. 5 cells in a 15 cage are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They absolutely must be. Because the minimum 5 digits that you can put into 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 8 here because the 8 must be here. There must be a 6 in here. There's no 2 or 4 in here because this has to be odd. That looks up saying there's no 6 here. But that's not doing much. Okay, 6 cage, 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. 23 cage. Well, the maximum is 7, 8, 9, which is 1 higher than they need to be. So I need to reduce one of those digits by 1. And the only digit I can reduce without causing a duplicate is the 7 down to a 6. So these are 4, 5, and 7. And I know, right, here we go. I know that's a 1 and that's a 9 because you can never put 1 or 9 on a between line because these digits here, and I'll use this between line to explain why, these digits here are strictly between these 2 digits. So if I was to put a 1 on this line, one of those digits would need to be lower than 1, and there is no digit lower than 1 in this puzzle. So I can't put 1 here, and this line is the same. And if I was to put 9 on a line, one of the digits would need to be higher than 9, and that doesn't work. So you can never put 1 or 9 on a between line. So the 1 and the 9 are in here. So that's the 1, that's the 9. There's no 9 there, and there's no 1 there. Now 1, well, this is a 2, 3, but 1 must be down here somewhere, and 9 must be up here somewhere. Ooh, I now have, I don't know if this is the right way to solve this, but 8 must be in one of those 2, and 8 must be in one of those 2. So I can't put 8 in any of those. So 8 is in one of those 2 and not in one of those. 8 is in one of those 2. I don't quite have the same with 2s. But what can these be? Because these are entropic. So there must be a 2 on one of them and a 3 on the other. Whichever one gets a 2 must have a 1 at the end of the line. So there's... This isn't as obvious as you might think, is it? Unless there's math going on in somewhere. These lines, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the minimum I could put in, so if I do a 1, the other end could be 7, 8, 9. And if I go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 only. I can, in these circles. Now I can't put an 8 up here. And I can't put 2 or 3 down here. I could put the both lows here and both highs here maybe? But that's a 2, 3 pair. There's no 2, 3 here. Can these both... No, these can't both... Oh, these could both be high and these could both be low. That might work. Because then the way the digits are distributed on the line won't matter. But I have to put an 8 on one of these lines because I can't put the 8 in here, and I have to put a 2 on one of these lines. So there has to be a 1 in one of these, and there has to be a 9 in one of these. So one of these must have a 1 in it because there must be a 2 on the line. So there is a 1 in one of those and there is a 9 in one of those. So one of those is, but they don't have to be the same line. But they could be. Well, there must be a high digit in here. And there must be a high digit in here. And the high digit on this entropic line. So I'm going to use a different color for these ends. Let's use red. Great. Now, this is, actually, I don't need to do that. But this is a high, a middle, and a low. And this is a high, a middle, and a low. So this has to be a high, a middle, and a low. That can't be a 7. And that's now a 4, 5, 6 triple with the 5, 6. This is a 4. That's a 5, 6 pair. I didn't notice that. So there's no middle in any of those. So they're high and low. So these are only from 2, 3, 7, 8 because the low digit can't be a 1 and the high digit can't be a 9. This is very strange. How do these work? I don't fully understand what's going on. Whichever one of these lines gets an 8 puts a 9 at the end, but I don't see how that's a problem anywhere. A 9 at the end of this one will force this thermo to be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which will force this thermo to be 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can't have a 9 in both thermos. Because if I put a 9 here, this is an 8, 7, 6, 5, which makes this 6, 7, 8, 9. So I couldn't put a 9 here and a 9 here because of the thermos. But I don't think it works the same. But so whichever thermo has an 8 on it has a 9 on it. Oh, that's insane. Whichever one of these has an 8 on it, the 7 is on the other one because you can only have one high digit in these bands. So let's say this has an 8 on it. And then I put the 9 here. That's fine. This becomes 8, 7, 6, 5. So this becomes 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can't put a 9 here. But the 7 that's on here needs an 8. Now, if I do it the other way, I think I'm broken. If I put the 8 here and put the 9 here, then this becomes 8, 7, 6, 6, 5. Remember, 8 here, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to put a 7 here, but the maximum digit I could put, I'd have to put the 8 down here. But there's no 9 down here because I think this is forcing the thermos. The 8 must be down here because, how do I prove this? I need to put an 8 on one thermo and 7 on the other. How do I prove this? Eight is on one of these and 7 is on the other. Wherever I put the 8, the 7 has to go on the other end. And the 7 needs an 8 or a 9 at the end. But I can't have 9 at both ends because of these thermos. So if I put 8, I'm forcing the 9, which forces 9 off the other thermo. Because if I put 9 here, I can't put 9 here. So I need to have 8 at the end of one of the thermos. And I can only have one 9. And this can't be the 8, 9 because that would break that cell. So the 9 must be up here. Because if I put the 9 down here, if I put 8 here with 9 here, this becomes 8. There's no 9 up here. The maximum on this thermo now is 7, and I have to put 7 on this thermo and it doesn't work. There is no 9 down here. 9 is up here, meaning this is 8 I've got into letter mode. Let's get out of letter mode. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 9 in here. There must be an 8 in one of those two. The 2 makes that the 3 and that the 2. I don't know which one is which. But whichever one of these, if the 8 was here and I'd put the 9 down here, the same logic would have worked in reverse. I don't think I've explained that very well, but this is tricky. Is that going to cause a problem here? No, I don't think that causes a problem here. Well, this is now the 9, which takes 9 out of all of those. In fact, it forces 9 into one of those 2. This is not the 9 either. But I need a 9 in this cage. That's the 9. Which forces 9 into one of those 2. This is now 1, 3, or 5 only, because it can't be 7 or 9. Now is 8 forced onto this line? Because I can't use 6, 7, or 9, and yet I must have parity switching going on. If I don't put an 8 on this line, the maximum digit I could have on it would be a 5. And there's only... And how do I alternate the polarity? I could make one of them a difference with 1, 4, but what do I put next without using 6, 7, 8, 9? There must be an 8 on this line, and I think it must be the middle digit. Because I can't use a 9 on the line to go something like 9, 5, 1 or 5, 1. Even if I went 5, 1, 8. No, I could go 5, 1, 8. But the middle has to be 1 or 8, I think. But there has to be an 8 on this line. There must be an 8 on this line. Because if I do, there's no way of getting multiple 5 differences. So this isn't the 8. This is the 8. Six, 7, 6, 7. Oh, this is a 6, 7 pair now, just by Sudoku. So 5 is in here and not here. This is 1, 3. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And 4 is in one of those 2. 6 is in one of these 2 by Sudoku. Sorry, this is melting me. 8 is down here with the 1. So I've got 2 digits summing to 9. The other 3 digits, hang on a minute. The other 3 digits need to sum to 15 without being 1, 2, or 3. This is 4, 5, 6. This is 1, 8 by Sudoku. And the other 3, 24 minus the 1 and the 8, which is 9, is 15. How do I do 15 without a low digit? The lowest digits I've got are 4, 5, 6. So these are 4, 5, 6, and these are 4, 5, 6, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7 and 9. So this now can't be, this is 1 or 3, and I've got a 1, 3 pair in this row. There's no 1 in any of those. So 1 is in one of those 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. I haven't put 9 in here. 9 is in one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's only 9 that's in one of those two. Yeah, I had that as soon as I took 9 out of those, though. That would have helped, maybe. All I know is my gut. Neither of these can be 7, because 7 in this row must be in this box. So neither of those is 7. 7 is down here. This is a 1-8 pair. So this isn't the 1, that's the 1. Which means there's no 1 on this line. That's got to restrict it even further. Now 8 has to be in the middle. Because if I put 8 on the edge, because these digits are from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. And 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 2 and 5 are only 3 apart. So I can't put those next to each other. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 8 needs to be the middle digit so the other ones can be apart from each other. And these are from 2, 3, 4, 5. That is quite weird. But that takes 8 out of those. I don't think I'm doing this very well. There must be a middle digit. No, there doesn't need to be a middle digit in this. This is not an entropic line. This is the same as this. This is a Dutch whisper. The colouring on this is breaking me. But I can put a 9 on it. There's no 3 here. 8 in this row could easily be in those. 7, 9, 7, 9. 7 and 9 must be on this line and they can't go next to each other. They're only 2 apart. That is a 7-9 pair because of Sudoku. So this must be at least 4 away from 7. 7, 6, 5, 4. 7, 6, 5, 4. 3. So this is from 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 8 is in one of those two, and that 8 is saying it's not there. That's the 8. So now 8 is up here. Oh, that's the 7. That's the 9. Which means that's not the 9. That's the 9. 1 is in one of those two. Right. That was a 3, 4, 5 triple and has been for ages since I got this 1. So this is 2, 1. This better work. This is 18 plus 15. No, I'm broken. It's 18 plus 13, which is 31. Thank Lord. These are 3, 4, 5. This 1 is saying the 1 isn't here. This is the 1. This is the 3. There's no 3 here. This is a 1, 2 pair, and there's no 2 here. There's no 4 here. 5 is too close. 5 is only 3 away. 5 is only 3 away. So 5 is down here for the column, which means that's the 3. There's no 3 in either of those. These are 2, 4, 5. But there must be a 2 down here. I've had that for a while. This is a really tricky puzzle to wrap your head around. Sorry, it's a really tricky puzzle for me to wrap my head around. 3 is up here in this 25 cage. So now I've 12 and 3 digits that sum to 13. I really don't know. 8, 8. Oh, that 8 is meaning that's not the 8. So this is the 8. Nine and 3 is 12. I need another 13. I could still do like 5, 6, and 2. Which I think are the maximums, aren't they? Hang on, aren't they the maximums? Let's do some more Sudoku. This 9 is making this the 7 and this the 9. Can I do more Sudoku, or am I completely stuck with this? There's no 2 in any of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 could work. Although one of these lines has a 7 on it and needs an 8. One of them has an 8 and needs a 9 up here. I can't put a... If this is 1, I need a 9. The 1 needs a 9 up here, and the low digit needs an 8 up here. I can never put a 7 on this line. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would work if these were 1 and 2. Which I don't think they... maybe they can. Well, I can't put 1 or 2 down here. Right, what are the minimums down here? I can't put 1, 2, or 3. So I don't think this can be a 3. I think this has to be a 1, 9. Because if this was 3, 8, these would have to be 1, 2, and I can't put 1 or 2 down here. There's no 3 in those. This has to be 1, 9. I don't know how that helps me. I think it's got to be this, because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, there's no 3 in any of those. But the maximum digits here are 4, 5, 6, 3. Which is fine. Well, actually, they're not. Hang on. Actually, let's think about it as an outies thing. Let's get rid of those terrible pencil marks. So I know the sum of these digits. So this is 25 plus 15, which is 40. These need to sum to 5 without being a 3. These are a 1-4 pair. And because of this, this is the 4 and this is the 1. 25 plus 15 is 40. These have to sum to 45. Yeah, these are a 1-4. This is 2, this is 1. There's no 4 here. This is a 5 or a 6. The 4, 1. The 4 says that's not a 4. So 4 is in one of those. And 4 is now in one of those two. But this 4 is looking up saying that's not the 4, that's the 4. This puzzle is breaking my brain. This 3 is looking up, I'm scanning terribly. There's no 4 here. This is a 3, 5. Looking down saying this isn't a 5. So this in the column now is 2 or 4, which means that's the 3. There must be a 2 in here. There must be a 4 down here. This 8 is making this 6 and this 8, which is making this 7 and this 6. So this is 3 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is 3 or 5. It's not 2. I'm going to remove the corner marks here. I'm finding this puzzle really tricky. 2, 4, 8 go into those. And these are 2, 4, and 6. Well, there's no 4 there. So this is 2 and 6. So there's no 2 here. This is 4 and 8. Right, well, the 2, 6 means this is the 4. This is... No. Push the button one too many times. This is the 2, which means there's no 2 here. This is the 4, 5, which means this is the 2. 7 makes this the 6 and this the 7. I'm finding with all of this clutter, this one's really difficult to scan. And I'm not blaming the puzzle. I'm finding it difficult. So these are 4, 5, 6? Without there being a 4 there. Oh, the 4 makes that the 8, which makes that the 4. And the 8 must have a 9 at the end of the line. So that's the 1, because this has to be the 1 and this has to be the 8. Because now this can't be another high digit. So that's the 3, that's the 7. This can't be low, so that's the 6, that's the 2. Making that the 5, meaning there's no 5 there and there's no 5 there. The 4 looks down, making that the 6, which makes that the 4. Now these digits, well, the 9 looks down saying that's not the 9, that's the 9. There's no 5 here. This is 4 or 7. The 4 is looking down, 7 and 4. And I've broken the puzzle. Yeah, I put 2 4s in the middle box. I broke this puzzle ages ago. When I put this pencil mark in, maybe? Yeah, when I put this pencil mark in, I was completely wrong, because 4, 4 means this is 4 and this is 2, and these 2 digits are forced. These are 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I pencil marked this completely wrong. Yeah, so I can't use that 4. Yeah, I pencil marked that wrong, but I realize where I've gone wrong, and hopefully that'll allow me to fix it. But I've got a lot less information than I thought I did. The 7 looks across, making that the 6 and that the 7. The 6 says this is not the 6. These are 4, 5, 6 for the row still. There's no 4 there, so this is a 5, 6 pair. What does that tell me? Oh. This 6 is looking across, making that the 5, which makes that the 7, which means this isn't 4 or 7. This is a 5, so this is a 6. There's no 6 here. This is a 4, 5 pair. Looking up, making that the 3, making that the 5 and that the 3. The 2 looks down, making that the 4, which makes that the 5 and that the 2. This is feeling better now. These are 7 and 9. There's no 5 here. This is 6 and 4, making this 5 and 4, and the 6 makes this 5, which makes this 6, which hasn't resolved these lows and highs yet. Now, these 2 digits are 2 and 6, and that is resolved, 2 and 6. This is now 1, 2, this is a 3, which does make this 7 and this 3, and this can't be another high. So this is 2 and 8 needs 9 at the end of the line, which means this has to be the 1, and this has to be the 8. The 7 looks down, making this the 9 and this the 7. This puzzle was tricky. 2 and 5, and I'll use the 5 to make that the 2 and that the 5. This puzzle was hard, but very good. I did get busted a couple of times. Considering there was such long thermos and everything, I scanned badly, definitely. But this trick with these between lines and these cells and the 9s and these thermos, that was tricky. I don't know if that was required or not, or if it was just me scanning badly, but that was really interesting. Wow, what a puzzle. Because you look at it and you go, there's a lot of constraints in this. This is going to have like a lot of information to play with. This is almost an exercise in how much information can you put in a grid and still leave people very confused. This would have made an interesting fog puzzle, actually. Huh. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Thank you everyone for watching. This was a lot of fun. My brain feels busted. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the series. Tomorrow we shall move on to one of the teacher's notes puzzles, which I think the Full Deck and Missing a Few cards send me because it's puzzles that they make either with the students or as part of the classwork rather than just as their normal puzzle set. I don't know. I think that's the case. Yeah, hope you're enjoying everything. And as always, good luck with your solving.